September 25th, 2018. This time, I will ask for the clerk to call the roll, please.
Trustee Cap?
Here.
Trustee Bonner?
Present.
Trustee Garcia? Trustee Greer?
Present.
Trustee Richardson?
Here.
Trustee Claybrook?
Here. Thank you. We have a quorum present, so we stand for the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Do we have any corrections of the minutes of the regular board meeting that was held on July the 10th, 2018? Are there any corrections to be made to the minutes? Are there any corrections to be made to the minutes of July 10th, 2018? If there are no corrections to be made to the minutes, I would ask for a motion to approve the minutes as they are.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as they are.
There's a motion on the floor.
Second.
By Trustee Claybrook, and second by Trustee Richardson, will the clerk take the roll?
Trustee Cap?
Yes.
Trustee Bonner?
Yes.
Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Richardson?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes. Thank you, motion passed. Before we go into the open session, if there are any comments, please, if you would take 3 minutes and address us, we appreciate it. At this time, I would ask for a motion to open the meeting to the public.
I make a motion to open the meeting to the public.
There's a motion on the floor by Trustee Richardson. We need a second, please.
I second.
And second by Trustee Greer, will the clerk take the roll?
Trustee Cap?
Yes.
Trustee Bonner?
Yes.
Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Richardson?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes.
Motion passed, the meeting is now open to the public. Are there any public comments? Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. My name is Jacqueline Cosby, and I live on Bensley, 141st. And the lady that lives down the street from me, she has an apple tree. I had called the police once before, I think it was a couple weeks ago, about her apple tree. When it rains, it comes down by the sewer, and it stops the sewer up. And I comes out of my house and clean the apples and the leaves off the sewer so it won't go down in there. And I don't know if she cleaned her apples up or not, but it's doing it again. She's at the end of a block.
Yeah, I mean, but she lives 4 or 5 houses from you, right?
No, she's at the,
And you at 14, she's at 28.
I think it is 28.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So when it rains, the apples all fall down off the tree.
Right.
Okay.
And they come, the water brings it down by the sewer.
Okay.
And every time I see it, I get it up.
Okay, we'll give that a complaint to the code enforcement.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other public comments? Are there any other public comments?
Yeah, we're here.
My name is Maria Munoz. Is it disrespectful if we move the flowers just for the remaining of the meeting so we can see you?
Well, we put the flowers there in honor, I mean, Officer King, so we got them from the funeral, so. I'll try to make sure you can see me from time to time. Thank you. Are there any other public comments? I'll ask for a motion to close the meeting.
I make a motion to close the meeting to the public.
There's a motion on the floor by Trustee Claybrook to close the meeting to the public, so we have a second.
I second the motion.
Trustee Greer, second, and motion will clerk take the roll, please.
Trustee Cap?
Yes.
Trustee Bonner?
Yes.
Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Richardson?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes.
All right, motion passed, thank you. Well, in the mayor's report, I'd just like to say that we are requesting the residents of Burnham to remove and cut wild bushes away from your fences and your garages behind the alleys. We had a couple of situations where people's trees have grown over other people's properties and they're threatening litigation and just creating a lot of confusion that we really don't need. So if it's an unwanted or unneeded tree is growing where it should not be growing. So please ask that you could cut those down and put them in the alley. We're following up on on some of our commercial accounts. We have a couple of bad water meters. We're trying to get those changed out, and so we're doing pretty good on that. And we do not have an update from the Illinois EPA yet as far as the water meter program, so it's not yet. So we do anticipate that fairly soon, hopefully. And this morning, I was invited to the village of Markham for the swearing in of the new mayor. We had a extremely large crowd, and people really seem to be supporting his efforts over there, so we certainly wish him good luck in that effort.
What was her name? Mayor, what was his name? The mayor?
His name was Roger Papa.
Oh,
Right, Dave?
I
Okay.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Clerk Lewis.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I just have to. The Secretary of State was at the Community Center this September 14th, and we had attending a total of 24, and 4 of those attending purchased their plate stickers. There was 13 driver's license, 10 IDs, and 1 commercial renewal. So,
Can everyone hear okay?
And Thornton Township is having their 14th annual Hispanic Heritage Celebration, which will be held this Saturday, September 29th, from 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. And that will be, at 14323 South Halsted in Riverdale, Illinois. So hopefully everyone can join. And that's all.
Thank you, Clerk Lewis, for the information.
You know what it is,
For
right?
public education, health, safety, and welfare.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I have a few. I'll try to be just as brief as possible. Burnham Fire and Medical Report for the month of July. There were 15, pardon? I'm sorry, I'm moving a little bit too fast. Discussion of, consideration of, and taking action to approve or not approve on the following applicants to the Burnham Volunteer Fire Department. Miss Elizabeth Van Dermot.
Anna, do you have any?
Yes, sir. Mayor, I'd like to introduce Elizabeth Vandermolen, who is the applicant to our fire department. I told her that you would want some information from her, so she's prepared.
Yeah, just tell me your name again and tell us why you want to work in Burnham. We know you'll come and bring us good resources.
Elizabeth Vandermolen. I live in Lansing.
Oh, no, we can't hear you.
Take it front.
My name is Elizabeth Vandermolen. I live in Lansing. I currently work for Thornton Fire Department. I want to work for Burnham. They work very closely with Thornton, so we've done a lot of hands-on with each other. Just Saturday, we were hand in hand with burning down a building in Thornton together. And that's about it.
Does the board have any questions?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
How long have you worked with the Thornton Fire Department?
A year and a half.
Ms. Vandermolen is also a student with the Fire Academy at Prairie State College. Thornton has sponsored her for attendance there.
Oh, very good.
Has it always been your desire to be a
Yes.
okay, it's always been great.
I've had an opportunity, we have trained together quite a bit with Thornton, and I've seen Ms. Vandermolen in action.
Absolutely.
And she's in there without any hesitation, getting into situations that experienced firefighters get into. They've been very impressed, so I'm sure she'll do fine for
She'll be
us.
the new Corps, man. She'll be the new Corps.
I hope so.
Well, Corey, she's an engineer. She's not a firefighter.
Well, no, well, she's a certified firefighter engineer.
Oh, okay, so you'll be our second woman ever in history, huh?
Ever? Oh, no. We've had, over the years, I mean, Corey's been on a long time, but we've had many, many women on the
Oh,
department.
wow, okay.
And,
Well, thank you for wanting to become part of Burnham. It's such an honor.
If you happen to know a guy named Matt Lucas,
Yes.
works with Thornton.
Yeah.
I work with him. He'd be a great,
Yeah.
good guy.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. First, the application process.
she's done the written, the physical, background, driver's license, background, and this is the next step. And after this, we send her to Ingalls for a medical, and then done.
Oh, wow, okay.
Thank you.
I would like to make a motion to approve and taking action on the following applicant to the Burnham Volunteer Fire Department, Miss Elizabeth Van der Molen.
There's a motion on the floor by trustee Greer. We need a second to approve the appointment of Mr. Elizabeth.
I'll second it.
Van Logan, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Trustee Cap,
Yes.
trustee Bonner,
Yes.
trustee Greer,
Yes.
trustee Richardson,
Yes.
trustee Claybrook.
Yes.
I think, but, now you really belong to us. All right, trustee Greer, proceed.
Burnham Fire Medical Report for the month of July 2018. There were a total of 15 calls, 11 during the day and 4 during the night calls. Burnham's Fire Medical Report for the month of August 2018. 12 calls in all. There were 6 during the day and 6 during the night. Ambulance calls for the month of July were 38. 19 during the day and 19 during the night. And ambulance calls for the month of August, there was a total of 42. They were very busy month. There were 42 day calls, 18 day calls and 24 night calls. New government research shows that hunger remains higher than it's ever been before the Great Recession. Thornton, did you know that Thornton Township has a food assistance program? The mission statement of this program seeks to serve the needs of the community and to answer the needs of the community with food assistance. Thornton Township recognizes and understands that persons of fixed income or underemployed deserves good quality nutritional food and to be treated with dignity and respect. And again, I repeat those words, dignity and respect, because we never know when any of us is going to fall short. Just a wink of an eye can just turn our lives around.
That's right.
But for those who are in need of this service, regardless of their race, sex, ethnic background, religion, or social economical standing, if in need, every Wednesday, the doors are open to the public for residents of Thornton Township. The hours of operation are Monday and Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And on Wednesdays, they're open at 10 a.m. to 12, and then the evening time, 4 to 6. And they also have a senior food delivery program. But before a person can participate in this program, they must fill out this form. There's a very simple form that you must fill out, giving your name, your address, your telephone number, source of income, if any, just general information. And once this goes into this computer, within a few days, they will call you and to let you know when to set up a delivery date with you. So if you're not in need, please tell your neighbor, your relative, whoever is in need, to please partake of these services. It's there for you. or anyone that is in need. And I just would like to just back up for a minute, because as you all may know, we had a loss in our police department. Mr. Blair King transitioned this life on September the 12th, 2018. Mr. Blair King had an extensive career with the law enforcement. He started with the Chicago Housing Police Department and he ended with the Burnham Police Department, where he worked until his passing. Blair loved his job and he took every opportunity to share his wealth of knowledge with those around him. Blair also had a love of cigars and motorcycle club. He belonged to a motorcycle club called the Renegades, and they were very supportive of him and his family. Blair had a beautiful service. If anyone would like to, I would be more than happy for you to share my obituary with you, or if you'd like a copy of it, you can see me after the meeting.
We do have a couple of extra ones.
Okay. Just to, let's see. Reminder that L.G. R. Sims Jr. is our state senator for the 17th legislative district. He represents us in Springfield, Illinois. His desire is to invest in schools, young people, good jobs, and to make our communities safer. So my plan is to communicate with him on a continual basis so we can learn more about what is happening in Springfield that will help us to have a safer and a better community. As Luce mentioned before, National Hispanic Heritage Month is the period from September the 15th to October the 15th in the United States, where people recognize the contributions of Hispanic and Latinos. There's a Hispanic Heritage Celebration, as Luce mentioned, on Saturday, September the 29th at Thornton Township Senior Building in Riverdale. So if you can, please come partake in the services. I'm sure a good time will have and such a learning experience. I would like to thank each and every one for participation in our Community Day celebration in August. It was a success. But again, as you know me and as I say all the time, there is no success in I. It takes all of us to make that event a success. So again, thank you each and every one that participated. Sister Strut 3K Walk at the Croc Center is October the 7th, 2018. It starts at 8 o'clock. Sister Strut is a 3K breast cancer walk that raises awareness about the issues of breast cancer in women of color, as well as to provide community resources. Studies show that Afro-American women are more likely to get breast cancer at a younger age and have a death rate from breast cancer higher than a Caucasian woman of the same age. Sister Strut recognizes the strength of survivors, their families, and friends. They make people more aware and prompt early detection and to search for a cure. So if you can, sign up and to join the Sister Strut Walk on August the 7th, 2018. Again, it starts at 8 o'clock. Just to remind you, pardon? October the 7th, what did I say? Oh, I'm sorry, October the 7th. Dog owners, residents must clean up their dog waste, and dogs must be on a leash and have a current tag, a pet tag. Owners in violation will receive enforcement citations. And let's see. I would like to thank all of our volunteers for their dedication and faithfulness. Miss Josephine, Miss Jackie, Miss Josephine, Jackie, Miss Pearl, and Mr. Johnson. Thank you again for your dedication and your service to our community. You're very faithful. Thank you so much. Thank you. And last but not least is our walking club. We meet every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. If you'd like to come and join us, we meet here at the Village Hall, and then we decide where we're going to meet. Again, the walking club is every Saturday, 7 a.m. Rain, sun, shine, we're walking.
Exactly.
So thank you, and we would like for you to join us. So thank you so much, and I think I'll stop now.
Thank you, Trustee. Works and buildings, Trustee.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The first thing I have is that the roof at the community center is done. It was complete last Thursday. And the just a reminder that yard waste will be picked up through November 30th. And as we all know, it must be in degradable paper bags or waste containers. Heavy pickup, Homewood Disposal will pick up weekly on Monday, one bulk item each week. Items that won't be collected are TVs, engine blocks, tires, transmissions, axles, and heavy metal parts, and so on. Leaf collection begins in the fall as needed. So you can break your leaves to the curb and also remove any debris, sticks or what have you that might damage the equipment. And also, please keep your grass clippings off the street so they won't flow into the drain. That's all I have.
I think that was very good report, Council. Ordinance resolution planning, Trustee Garcia, and Trustee Capper, you take that, and item number 2 will go first, and then number 1 in that order.
Discussion of, consideration of, and taking action, approve or not approve the resolution number 2018-R-008 and resolution declaring a certain real estate parcel surplus and authorizing the sale of said real estate, commonly known as 14512 South Torrance Avenue, Burnham, Cook County, Illinois, tax pins number 29-01-417-0115-0000, 29-01-417-016-0000, 29-01-417-017-000, 29-01-417-018-000, 29-01-417-019-0000, and 29-01-417-020-000.
Excuse me, on pin number 2901-417-0, it should be 015, not 0115.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, typo.
It should be 0.
015,
Right,
not 21.
I mean, that column, there can only be 3 numbers, it can't be 4. So Trustee Cap has made a motion to approve this resolution for the sale of this real estate. Are there any questions from the board? If not, then could we have a second?
I second.
Trustee Cap?
Yes.
Trustee Bonner?
Yes.
Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Richardson?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, motion passed. Trustee Cap, you can number 1, please.
Discussion of, consideration of, and taking action, approve or not approve the ordinance number 2018-0-009, sale of 14512 Torrance Avenue, an ordinance authorizing the transfer of property commonly known as 14512 Torrance Avenue, Burnham, Cook County, Illinois. I'd like to make a motion to approve that ordinance.
There's a motion on the floor by Trustee Cap. If there are no questions, then we have a second to approve that ordinance number.
Second.
Clerk, take a roll, please.
Trustee Cap?
Yes.
Trustee Bonner?
Yes.
Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Richardson?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes.
Thank you, motion passed. Trustee Bonner said here on the committee also, when you take the last 2.
Discussion of, consideration of, and taking action to approve or not approve the resolution number 2018-R-009, a resolution approving and authorizing the village president to sign as intergovernmental agreement with the Illinois Department of Natural Resources.
Okay, now before we proceed on that, we have a representative here that would give us information and explain in detail as to what that's about and how it works. Since
Sure.
I'm from open land.
Should
Do you mind coming back?
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. This long project that we've talked about developing a bike trail extension of the Burnham Greenway, this is a component of it. Just as a quick update, we're in discussions with NICD, Northwest Indiana Commuter Transit District, and the South Shore to try to come to a resolution to allow the project to move forward. And those discussions will probably go on for a few more months, and hopefully they'll be productive. In the meantime, I've been trying to, and I'm basically serving as a project manager for the village to get this trail developed. And I've been trying to coordinate this project with you for probably going on 8 or 9 years now. So it's been a long one. As we looked at the location of the trail down by the Commonwealth Edison transformer station, way at the south end, there's a lot of wetlands right in that area. And I visited that property and looked where the trail was being designed, and I found what I felt were some options for relocating the trail just a little bit. Still would be in front of the fences of the transformer station, but it would avoid some of the higher quality wetlands. To make that change, we'll sit down with Commonwealth Edison, we'll have discussions with them, and we'll see if they're okay with it. It's their property. And it's all going to depend on whether we can fit the trail in, because we're going to begin to ramp up the trail underneath of those towers to cross over the railroad tracks. So I'd like to hold those discussions with Commonwealth Edison during the winter time over the next several months. And it'll take easily 3 to 6 months in discussions with ComEd. They have 4 or 5 divisions that they'll show these ideas to, and they've got to get responses from each division. So it's not a quick process with ComEd. But I can't begin to meet with ComEd until we pin down the edges of what is a high quality wetland or what's a lower quality wetland, or where I'd like to reposition the trail somewhat where there's no wetland at all. And to do that, we have to hire a wetland biologist. I asked for an estimated cost to have a biologist go out there. We have to map out those wetlands because we didn't have a complete map of wetlands by that transformer station, between the transformer station and the north-south rail line that Norfolk and Southern uses. It's owned by Indiana Harbor Belt, it's used by Indiana Harbor Belt, but owned by Norfolk and Southern. So it's about a $5,000 cost. So I was wondering, we've tried to do this project over the last 8, 9 years at no cost to the village, as you know. And so I was trying to determine where I might be able to get the $5,000 to do this study. I called the Illinois Department of Natural Resources. The IDNR did the original wetland survey almost 10 years ago at their cost, because they were looking at the corridor through the village of Burnham and even north of Brainerd all the way up to 126th Street. And I thought if they paid for the wetland delineation, maybe they'd be willing to pay for the amended, where basically we're going to be amending that study. And I didn't expect they were going to say yes, but they said yes. They said, well, we'd be willing to pay for it. So, okay, that's great. But the issue now is there's, to bring the wetland biologist out there under Army Corps guidelines, that he would have to do the study by October 15th. I just found out from the IDNR that they would pay it just about 10 days ago. And so they're winding a intergovernmental agreement draft through their staff and through the IDNR attorneys that they will then bring to the village for the mayor to sign. And that intergovernmental agreement then will allow the IDNR to give $5,000 to pay for this study. And all the IDNR wants in return is a copy of the study. So I'm trying to fit all this in over the next few weeks. And I was hoping to have the intergovernmental agreement in hand before your meeting, so we'd have something to look at. But it's gonna be a fairly simple, you know, basic agreement that says the IDNR will pay for this study. I think the number I heard, I called the IDNR today, they said not to exceed $6,700. I already have a bid from the wetland scientist for $5,000, so we'll be fine there.
So
But
we may have to pay that and get reimbursed, is that correct?
well, it is a reimbursement, and if the village, with your cash flow, if you could pay that, that would be great. If with your cash flow you can't afford to pay it when that consultant does the work, all through this whole process, we've tried to cover your cost, and even if it's fronting the $5,000, I think Open Lands would be able to do that. If the village can do it, that's fine too. So I'll leave that up, to your village treasurer and the mayor.
As long as we get double payment back.
Yeah. But, so what you have before you is a resolution basically giving the mayor the authority to sign that intergovernmental agreement when we get it from the IDNR. And I would assume Stanley would take a look at it too, final review before recommending that the mayor sign it or not. So that's the backstory of why you have the resolution.
Thank you very much.
Great job, thank you.
By the way, this is for the Burnham Greenway Trail. I think there.
Yeah.
Is there a time period for this study to be completed?
The wetland study? Yeah, the wetland study we have to have done by October 15th. And that's the growing season, because what the biologist will do will be identifying wetland plants. That's after, if this doesn't work out, if we don't get the documents from the IDNR in time, then we'll just have to wait till spring. The nice thing is, though, we got the money from the IDNR, so one way or the other, we'll get it done.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Sure. Sure thing.
Thank you very much for that, for that information. So, Trustee Burnham, so you just make the motion. That's what I'm saying.
I'll make a motion for resolution number 2018, to approve resolution number 2018-R-009, approving and authorizing the village president to sign as the intergovernmental agreement with the Illinois Department of Natural Resources.
The motion was moved by Trustee Burnham. We need a second, please.
I'll second it.
Second by Trustee Capper. Take the vote.
Trustee Cap?
Yes.
Trustee Bonner?
Yes.
Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Richardson?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes.
Motion passed. Thank you. Proceed, Trustee Burnham.
Discussion of, consideration of, and taking action to approve or not approve the lowest bidder for the project of CDBG number 1707-005 Saginaw Avenue sewer lining. Bids were reviewed at the on September 20th. Advertised bid opening for the Saginaw sewer lining. All of the bids were correct and in order. The bids are as follows. Vizu Sewer of Illinois, LLC, $69,100. National Power Rodding Corporation, $125,000, $450,000. And the engineers, Robinson, estimate is $89,035.
Okay, the engineers here, so Dave, so could you give us an overview, explain to the board and the audience exactly what you said?
The Community Development Block Grant is federal funds that are administered by Cook County Economic Development Department. So for 2017, the village has received $85,000 to do the sewer lining on Saginaw Avenue. And what this is kind of a specialized trenchless sewer repair. So it's essentially a big cement balloon that they blow up inside the sewer, and it lines the whole inside, and then they go back through and they cut out the openings for all the residential services. So it's a pretty specified, procedure. So there's not a whole lot of contractors around that do it. So that kind of explains the discrepancy in prices. I talked to the project manager from Visu Sewer at the bid opening, and he said that he has crews available, which is unusual for this time of year, so he bid it aggressively to get the work.
Okay, and we'll probably have to block Saginaw at 141st, the south end, during the initial excavation of this.
Yes, there is one manhole at the very south end that will need to have an open cut repair instead of the trenchless. But that, I think that's down at the dead end.
Okay, just let us know, you know, when they're ready to start and stuff,
Yep, if the board approves the contracts tonight, we will send all the books going tomorrow and get a pre-construction meeting and schedule set up.
Okay, so this is going on Saginaw from where to where?
I think it's,
and 141st.
yeah, what would be 143rd if there was one, you know, north to 141st. So there's 2 blocks.
And approximately how long is this project? Length of time?
Oh, it should take just 2 to 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks? And
Yeah.
then we'll have the street resurfaced also with that, right?
It's not part of this scope. We applied for resurfacing for this year's program and the village was not selected. So next year we'll either apply again or do it with MFT funds or however the board decides to get that resurfacing done.
The major problem is that 14108, that's what a street keeps sinking at, so.
Yeah, and the street is getting those potholes in it because a lot of the east side of Burnham, or the entire Burnham actually, I might say the west side, is sand. So if there's little gaps in the sewer joints or if there's holes, that sand just goes right into the sewer and it kind of undermines the road. And that's why that road is in such bad shape. About 10 years ago, we did a similar project on 142nd Street that took care of all of that.
So this is why this work is being done?
Correct.
Okay, that's the question I was going to ask.
Yep.
Okay.
And from your knowledge, how long does that last for the lining?
And it should make it as good as new. It should be, 50 plus year, it's essentially just forming a new concrete sewer pipe underground where the old one was.
Will this make the flow go better also?
It will. If there are irregularities in the pipe, if there's offset joints or something like that, it will definitely, stop things from getting hung up. And then before they start, they do use a high pressure jet and clean out the sewer, and then they televise it to see if there's anything, that needs special attention. And then they will televise it again when it's all done. So we will be able to review those tapes and make sure everything looks good.
I've often seen these trucks vacuum out different areas and doing such work. So.
Is this the company Visu Sewer that did the other project?
It is. And that was done with CDBG funds also.
I don't know if they have 140 that, and 140, when it rains, it floods down on the west side of the street, so eventually we're gonna have that jet routed also, and hopefully that would have the jet routed down to that location.
Yep.
Okay.
One other question, from your expertise, do you feel that there are other areas in this community that would need this service?
I haven't really seen too many streets with a whole lot of the severe potholing that we see over there, but it is a good alternative to any open cut, point repairs that they call it, where you dig up a big section.
And that keeps coming back because we filled it in several times, so because of the undermining, and it just keeps getting in. So.
Yeah, and as part of your sewer permit with the Illinois EPA, you do need to, check that stuff periodically. So if something comes up, we'll,
Well, thank you so much.
Sure.
Thanks, Dave. I make a motion to approve the lowest bidder for the project of the CDBG number 1707-005, the Saginaw Avenue sewer lining, with the lowest bid being from Visu Sewer of Illinois at $69,100.
There's a motion on the floor by Trustee Burnham to approve this $369,100. We need a second, please.
Second it.
Second by trustee Cap, and clerk take the roll.
Trustee Cap?
Yes.
Trustee Bonner?
Yes.
Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Richardson?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes.
And motion passed. Thank you, trustee Brown. Thank you, trustee Cap. Finance, trustee Cap.
Discussion of, consideration of, and taking action on approving the payment of this month's bills when funds become available.
Motion on the floor by trustee Cap to approve the bill as funds become available. Should we have a second, please?
Second.
Second by trustee Richardson, the clerk take the roll.
Trustee Cap?
Yes.
Trustee Bonner?
Abstain.
Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Richardson?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Motion passed. Thank you, trustee utilities, trustee Richardson.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Starting October 1st, CETA will be accepting applications from anyone needing assistance with gas or electric. October 1st is for seniors 60 and older and people with disabilities. The month of November, people who are in the process of having their utilities disconnected can apply, and anyone who have children under 5 in the household. And then the month of December, anyone can apply, so it's open to everyone. And I'm in the process of trying to get a date for CETA to come in and do applications at the community center. And they have a lot of other programs that might be helpful. So I'm gonna set up a workshop for them to come and help with doing the applications and making everyone aware of the different programs. Secondly, NICOR Home Solutions. They're offering a warranty or a home protection plan for your furnace or boiler. Right now they have a special where you can save $3, $16.95 a month. But if your furnace breaks down, they will repair or replace. So it might be a good thing to have.
How much is it?
For a year, you can get it for $16.95 per month. It's regularly $19.95 a month. So if you do it before November 30th, you can save $3 a month. And that's it.
Very good. Thank you for that report and that information. Park and Recreation, trustee Bonner.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
The main thing on my list to tell you about tonight is Burnham's first annual trunk or treat that will be held at the community center on Halloween night. And we are looking for volunteers for this event for the trunk or treat on Halloween night. And we're asking you to decorate your vehicle, and the vehicles will be lined up at the Burnham Community Center, passing out candy to the children. And the children will judge the best dressed car that's decorated for Halloween. Anyone interested, and we are looking for people, please leave me your name tonight, your name and number. Also, there's a lot of things going on with the Calumet Memorial Park District.
I have a question.
There's,
You said, when you say, and I know the meeting is not open to the public, but I have to ask this question. When you say decorate your vehicle, what do you mean? I mean, you mean putting string paper on it?
however you like to decorate it, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Trustee Brown, I have a question real quickly.
Yes, sir.
Are there fees for the registration for this?
No, it's absolutely free.
It was in the book.
Okay. And what are the hours?
It's going to be from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m.
Oh, that's good.
And they'll have different locations in Calumet City also. But ours is the Burnham location is going to be at the Community Center, 14020 Torrance. So please sign up for that.
People are not allowed to go to Cal State.
Yes, you are. So summer's to end, and there's a lot of great things going on with Calumet Memorial Park District. They've been great this summer putting on events for our community because we are part of Calumet Memorial Park District. On October 12th, Family Fun Night at the Sandridge Community Center. It's a free event for the family from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And they'll have line dancing, spin, Zumba, exercise, yoga, kickboxing, open swim, senior activities, and a carnival room with games and prizes, and concessions will be sold. The carnival room tickets do cost, not sure exactly the price. October 19th and 20th, our annual Calumet Memorial Park District at the Burnham Golf Course, the Haunted Hayride on the October 20th and the October 19th. And they are looking for volunteers for that also. And that's from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and that's always a fun event. And there will be a Monster Mash Halloween party for seniors 55 and plus on Halloween Day. And that's from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and it's free at Downey Park. Seniors 55 plus for a scary good time. And that's sponsored by the Calumet Memorial Park District. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Burnham, for that report and your information. Are there any presentation of petitions? Being none. Are there any communication, memorials, or responses? I would like for everyone to stand and give us a moment of silence in the office. Pass it off the back end. All right, thank you. Thank you. And then, any unfinished business, do we have any? Do we have any new business? I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
A motion on the floor by Trustee Claybrook to adjourn, we need a second.
Second.
Second by Trustee Richardson. Clerk, take the roll, please.
Trustee Cap?
Yes.
Trustee Donner?
Yes.
Trustee Richardson?
Yes.
Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes.
Our meeting adjourned, thanks for coming.
Thank you, everyone.
You are.